I'm about to reveal the 15 fastest-selling cars in the USA right now. Some of these models are going so quickly that they are literally selling out before they even hit the lot. And with just weeks left until the new 25% import auto tariffs kick in on June, many buyers are rushing to the stores to get their new vehicles before those higher prices hit. This has created an insane amount of pressure on the supply side of things. But which cars are flying off lots this month? Which cars are people really buying? And how can you make sure that you do not miss out on the opportunity to buy one of these hot sellers yourself? Stick around because I will answer all of those questions and more in today's video. We've got a lot of numbers and facts to cover, so let's jump in. To start, it's worth looking at some market context, and specifically what happened in the month of April here in the US. As it turns out, US auto sales rose about 9.9% in April versus last year, according to the data from Autodata and Marklines. That means that 12.5 million cars were sold in the US in April, up from 11.4 million in April 2024. Marklines also reports that many buyers rushed their purchases ahead of the 25% import auto tariffs set to take effect on June 1st. Light trucks and SUVs accounted for nearly 70% of total light vehicle demand, and we'll see how many of those popular models end up on our list. But first, let's answer the question, what does fastest selling even mean? In the automotive world, there are two main ways to measure how quickly a car model is selling: days of supply and turnover rate. Days of supply refers to the number of days it would take for a dealer to sell their current inventory of a particular vehicle at the current sales pace. For example, if a dealership has 100 Toyota Corollas in stock and they sell an average of 20 Corollas per week, then their days of supply is 50 days. Turnover rate, on the other hand, measures how quickly a dealership sells its inventory relative to other dealerships in the same market. For example, if a dealership sells 20 Toyota Corollas in a week and the average turnover rate for Toyota Corollas in that market is 10, then that dealership is selling their inventory twice as fast as the average dealership. Now that we've got that out of the way, let's dive into our list of the 15 fastest-selling cars in the US. But fair warning, this list is changing so rapidly that it might be out of date by the time you watch this. So let's begin with the fastest-selling car so far this year. According to Motor1.com, the Toyota Sienna minivan is the quickest to sell in 2025 with an average of 20 days of supply. The Toyota Highlander is next at 21 days of supply, and then the Lexus RX Hybrid at 22 days of supply. The Cadillac Escalade follows at 27 days. And rounding out the top 5 fastest-selling cars right now is the Toyota Corolla Cross at 28 days of supply. Number 6 goes to the Toyota Camry at 28 days. Number 7 is the Toyota RAV4 at 31 days. And then the Ford F450 Super Duty truck comes in at 32 days of supply. Before we move on, please consider giving this video a thumbs up and subscribing for more videos like this one. Coming back now to number 8, we have the Cadillac Escalade ES at 33 days of supply. And number 9 is the Toyota Corolla at 34 days of supply. From here, we're moving on to some April movers and shakers. These are the models that saw the biggest change in days of supply from March to April, and let's see where they land on the list. First up, the Ford F-Series pickup trucks had the highest volume in April. Best-Selling Cars blog reports that the Ford F-Series saw a 23% increase in sales compared to March, making them one of the fastest-selling vehicles on the market right now. Next, the Honda CR-V SUV saw a massive 40% surge in sales in April. It was the second best-selling SUV for the month, right behind the Toyota RAV4. The Toyota Tacoma also saw a huge surge of 45.3% in April. Finally, the Hyundai Tucson saw an impressive 40.6% increase in sales in April. When you combine these April movers with the fastest-selling models so far this year, we get this interesting snapshot of what's happening right now in the automotive market. For instance, the Toyota Sienna still remains the fastest-selling model overall, but the Toyota Tacoma has jumped onto the list at number 10. The Honda CR-V moved up to number 11, and the Hyundai Tucson now sits at number 12. Meanwhile, models like the Ford F450 Super Duty and the Cadillac Escalade continue to hold steady. If we look at the turnover rate, which measures how quickly a dealership sells its inventory relative to other dealerships in the same market, we find similar trends. Models like the Toyota Sienna, Honda CR-V, and Toyota Tacoma lead the pack with high turnover rates, indicating that they are selling faster than average compared to other models in their segments. As we approach the end of our list, it's important to remember that these rankings can change quickly based on a variety of factors, such as new model releases, changes in consumer demand, and seasonal trends. Additionally, regional differences in inventory and sales can also impact the rankings. So while this list provides a snapshot of the current market, it's essential to keep in mind that these rankings are not static and can change over time. So the next time you visit a dealership, be prepared to act fast if you see one of these in-demand vehicles on the lot. You won't want to wait around too long if you plan to buy one. Let's wrap this up with a few key takeaways and some food for thought. First, the Toyota brand dominates our list, taking 7 of the top 15 spots. This highlights the brand's popularity and reliability among car buyers. Second, SUVs and crossovers continue to be a dominant force in the market. With 8 of the top 15 spots, it seems that consumers prefer these types of vehicles for their versatility, fuel efficiency, and overall value. Third, the impact of the upcoming tariff deadline on car buying behavior cannot be ignored. The looming deadline has likely contributed to the surge in sales for many models, particularly those manufactured overseas. Fourth, it's clear that hybrid and fuel-efficient options are in high demand. With several hybrid models appearing on our list, it seems that buyers are becoming more environmentally conscious and seeking out fuel-saving options. And finally, the importance of acting quickly when you find a desired vehicle cannot be overstated. With inventory levels fluctuating and demand remaining high, it's crucial to seize opportunities when they arise. And that brings me to my question for you. Which car on this list surprised you the most? Let me know in the comments section below. And don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe for more automotive insights. Thanks for watching.